All right. Welcome back, ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls. Here we are jumping into our next match here. Again, kind of just another one that we're just randomly jumping into. So.
Dude, but I'm glad we're jumping into this one.
Yeah.
Yo, competitive Arc Warden?
What is going on? A final pick Arc Warden. Yeah, I don't think, again, competitive. Yes, it technically is a competitive tournament. Now we'll see. We'll see what Turtles has as far as their team makeup goes and everything. But, yeah, we get to see some Arc Warden, so looking forward to that. I personally don't know a whole lot about this hero, being that he is so new to the competitive scene. But
well, tell me what you do know at least. I want to know what your interpretation of his skills are.
Okay, well, so first off, I know that he did go through some nerfs. Like initially, he was just ridiculous.
Some is being very kind.
So quite a bit. He got the nerf hammer. Sounds like over time. So maybe not as strong as what he used to be, but again, it sounded like he used to be overpowered. But I guess the general concept of the hero is that he's really based off his illusion and being able to micro the illusion, and you can kind of use the cooldowns double with it, essentially. So as long as you got your micro skills on point, then it could potentially be pretty strong. I mean, that's kind of the basic theme understanding that I have.
Okay, that's fairly accurate, though. It's not. It is, yes, technically an illusion, but it's basically like a hero in that it can use all the spells and it can use all the items of Arc Warden. So it used to be that you used to be able to use literally every item except for like Refresher Orb and some other small exceptions. That was whenever he first got introduced. Then they made it so that you couldn't use Rapier, because it used to be very common that you would build a Rapier on Arc Warden, you would send out your Tempest Double, and it would never drop the Rapier. It would just be dealing like max damage. And like I said, since it's not an illusion, it deals damage like a hero. It's not reduced, because illusions can only deal attribute damage. They won't deal like green damage. As you can see the little sword icon, you see the +3. That's from just the straight up Wraith Band, +3 damage.
Okay.
Same thing, Rapier adds like 300 damage just straight up, and illusions can't take advantage of that. Arc Warden could. So that got patched out. Also, you couldn't use Gem anymore. Basically any items that would drop on death, they said that you can't use it on the Tempest Double anymore. Then he got nerfed that you can't use consumables anymore. So you used to be able to have like a casual salve or keep bottles on your hero, and then every time you make a Tempest Double, you can make that double give you the item. And so you won't spend a bottle charge on your main hero, you'll spend the bottle charges on the Tempest Double. That got patched out. Well, not patched out, it got balanced out, because it was intended, but not anymore. Now, he's not good. He has a very difficult time. The main thing you do on him these days is you get a Midas, which does still work, and after that, I haven't seen any prevailing build. Sometimes I see Dagon, sometimes I see Manta Style, sometimes you see Necrobook. Necrobook was the most common back in the day, because you used to also have no cooldowns. Like, the Tempest Double wouldn't have the real item cooldown. It would just be every time you spawn the Tempest Double, all of its items are off cooldown. And Necro has a much higher cooldown than 40 seconds, which was the max cooldown on Tempest Double. So that's the whole spiel on Arc Warden. I don't think he's very good right now, but I am excited to see him, especially played mid.
Yeah, I know that, you know, obviously with the tournament, like, elimination mode happening fairly recent. I believe he was picked up a couple of times in that. I did not catch those matches, though, unfortunately, so I didn't really get the best idea. But, yeah, as you see here, he is going to be playing mid. Obviously, we're going to kind of focus on that quite a bit. That's definitely the appealing thing with this match, at least. Again, kind of one that we're just jumping into. Choosing at random, essentially, hoping that it was good. So, and we definitely have something to talk about as we're getting at. But how about the setup in general? I mean, we had a 2-1-2 setup by both teams coming out right here. You got the aggressive Centaur Abaddon up here against a Dazzle Slark, but it seems like it's going to be an annoying lane here, the Centaur and Abaddon up here.
Oh yeah, this is a famous pub duo that you run, because Double Edge basically pops the aphotic shield, and so as soon as you double edge someone, it's like a massive amount of burst damage on a squishy target like Slark. That'll be a problem, and someone who needs time to put out a grave and needs like a little bit of preparation, it's also going to be a problem for a Dazzle.
He's putting in those auto attacks, but Abaddon on the other side, keeping his distance. Granted, now with the creep being pushed up, all of a sudden he's kind of in an awkward position. The Pounce Leash is going to hit right there. Now Nab, the aphotic shield is on cooldown. He's going to have to pop his magic stick right there and survive. Another Pounce, though? No, not going to be happening. Still a little bit of time. before that's taken place. So he'll survive, but good pressure coming out from the Dire side. But take a look at the middle matchup, as you mentioned, Arc Warden versus a Shadow Fiend here. I mean, Shadow Fiend so far is dominating. 12-4, 3-2 Arc Warden. Is that maybe expected? I mean,
I don't know if Arc Warden got any damage or stat nerfs. He always has kind of had like relatively low starting base damage, but the thing is that whenever you're up against an SF mid, you kind of want to have some other support. Oh, that is not the proper use of Flux. Okay, so tell me, what's your understanding of Flux's first skill?
Oh my god, he almost dies right there. You know, I was kind of going over it real quick. I know it has something to do with where it gets canceled if like an ally's nearby or something.
Okay, so. Yeah, that's correct. No, it doesn't have to be an ally. A common misconception. You can actually stand next to a neutral, and it'll also cancel it. But basically, if you're standing next to a unit that's an ally or a neutral, then the spell does nothing in around a 225 radius. But if you're not standing next to anything, it's a really massive slow. It used to be massive. That got nerfed also. It used to be like as much as the... Well, 80 is actually the Satyr Banisher's slow, his purge.
Okay.
Same... Well, actually, no, never mind. Sorry, that's a Spark Wraith. But,
bottom lane, first blood. There we go. They caught Sniper out. He puts down the shrapnel, but they go on through. I'm guessing an Illuminate hit him, caught him off guard, and then Earth Spirit followed it up, so just caught the tail end of that. But yeah, this Earth Spirit down here, kind of playing a farming Earth Spirit of sorts, or at least trying to.
That's true, actually. Yeah, he's not roaming around nearly as much as I see most Earth Spirits roam around.
That's curious. Yeah,
he's now in the top lane. Dazzle getting chased down by this Centaur, but now Centaur might be in trouble.
Yeah, Poison Touch activated. Dark Pact is ready to go for Slark, but there's that Aphonic Shield, and so that double edge makes him very intimidating, does not want to run into him. So he's going to play it safe, keep his distance, is both the Dazzle and the Slark. But clearly a lot of action continuing at both of these top and bottom lanes. Centaur could be pretty vulnerable now, though. Yeah, Pounce is going to be ready to go. Here comes Abaddon. We'll get that Aphonic Shield, but they turn on Abaddon and get him killed instead. Beautiful choice of target right there. And at least Centaur will survive, but they get the one kill.
And this is so ballsy. Dazzle has 0 points in Grave, went for 2 points in Poison Touch, 2 points in Shadow Wave. So he's really confident that they're going to be able to out-damage a Centaur Abaddon combo, and it paid off. That Poison Touch DOT is nothing to scoff at. It's a lot of damage over time.
Okay, though, so Arc Warden, yeah, you see him using the Flux in there in the background. And actually, it's going to be comboed on by Earth Spirit, but it's still not enough for the kill. They did not want to dive. They saw the port coming in, and Abaddon. What do you call it? I say Abaddon, but you say Abaddon?
Yeah, well, that's how he says his own name.
Okay.
I go based off of how the heroes say their own name.
Abaddon,
Except,
okay.
Yeah, Abaddon. Oh, he's more like, Abaddon.
All
yeah,
right.
there we go.
I gotta say creepy like that.
Exactly.
Anyways, he comes in and it's intimidating enough to keep them away. So Arc Warden will survive, but man, the struggles continue.
This Arc Warden isn't like he's maxed out Flux, and that's like it's a really high damage spell. But he keeps using it on SF when he's standing inside of his creep wave, and then it does absolutely nothing. You don't get the damage, you don't get the slow.
And this is not a hero you're like, hey, let's pick an Arc Warden and hope our mid does well with it.
Yeah, no.
Kind of hope he's practiced with it.
Exactly. You need to be, especially after all the nerfs, like it used to be a very face roll hero. It used to be you could just pick it and not know what the hell to do with it, and then you would still win because he was just extremely overpowered as now roll in. Flux does nothing.
Yeah, he's in trouble right here, and now Abaddon is here to
there we go.
Help keep him alive. We'll throw out that heal, and Arc Warden surviving through all that onslaught of damage. Meanwhile, top lane, though, they do catch Centaur. Again, Abaddon. I keep saying, I'm now confused.
You can say it, like, Abaddon. Literally everyone else says it Abaddon, and, like, I also used to say it that way. I mispronounce Aegis. It's supposed to be Aegis, but everyone will make fun of me if I say Aegis, so I don't say it.
It's supposed to be Aegis? Really? God, there's some quirky.
It's supposed to be Aegis, I tell you.
All right, anyways, Abaddon here. With him not being at the top lane, the kill center was the point I was getting at. Now, Arc Warden could finally be dying right here. Yes, he will. They finally catch him, even with the Aphonic Shield. Not enough to save him. However, there's a port now from Disruptor, but Glimpse is on cooldown, so no catch to be had. That will be the end of it. But the struggles continue for Arc Warden. Now, it feels like the Arc Warden, he needs level 6, right? Like, that's where he actually starts to be able to be a little bit more viable with that 10 level.
Yes, if he has the Midas. Otherwise, even with the Tempest double, like he's not like he did. I'm even surprised that he did take it at 6 because it doesn't offer him very much. We see that like it would be great if you can use Flux twice because they do stack. The damage and the slow both stack on top of each other. But there are no situations with heroes isolated top lane, big rotations up onto the Centaur.
Arc and Abaddon coming on in, so going to help save the day and look to get some catches out right here. We do see the slow coming out or attempting to, but again, not really affecting on it. Dazzle right there. Slark pops his Shadow Walker, Shadow Dance, excuse me. Anyways, jumps on Abaddon right there, but not enough damage with the Apodic Shield. Here comes a turn from Centaur with a hoof stomp, but still not enough damage. And it will be a double kill in favor of Dazzle, actually.
And this Dazzle with the nerves of steel still has no points in Grave yet. Really nice heal bomb. It was probably the difference maker. 3 points in the Shadow Wave is a lot of heal, and Slark got away with like 10 HP. So this is, as a Dazzle spammer, this brings joy to my heart, because so many professional games, I'll see them take Grave early on, and like you do need Grave in most situations, but a lot of times Grave at level 1, the range is so low that you're better off just playing aggressive. Why go for saving people when you could just go for killing people?
That sounds like the classic support role.
Exactly.
Saving the teammates. Let's get some kills. Yeah, nice. I do get that logic, though, again, with it being such a short range, perhaps you can argue. Definitely not too shabby of a choice. I caught that. NJ there on Arc Warden. The double raise hits, and down he goes. And now Sniper's poking in. And yeah, you do not want to mess with that. So Shadow Fiend.
Bot lane, silence up onto the Disruptor.
Oh, it actually, okay, it did actually hit right there, but still not enough
it clipped him.
So he'll be fine. He does have a infused rain drop, so mitigating some of the damage there. But they're still hanging around. Is Abaddon level 6? No, he's only level 5 currently. So no ulti to be used, although Arc Warden will come down here. Again, has that Tempest double now. We'll see if that comes into play. Oh, the Boulder Smash in, though, and down. Arc Warden being locked down in the background. Dazzle heal coming through, and now Disruptor's realizing he's in a bad spot, just trying to really run them away, if anything. As did you see the illusion spawned by Arc Warden, or again, the Tempest double, I guess you can technically call it, but the real Arc Warden, he's on the run. His minion is going to be killed off right there, but that Magnetize ticking them down. And actually, Arc Warden, man, he's getting low, but the Aphotic Shield will help keep him alive. Survives in the end, but 8-0 start here for the Dire. This is just looking ugly. What a roll in right there by Blue coming out. He does not get a kill on Earthspirit just yet, but he finally will on a Centaur, and he's setting up all of this follow-up for the teammates as they push in the Blinding Light push out. In comes the Requiem, and Earthspirit actually lives in the whole run of things, and now Disruptor the raise. Double kill for Shadow Fiend. 12-0. This is just an out-of-hand game now.
This is great. I'm thoroughly enjoying this. Even though Arc Warden is basically irrelevant, this is still really a high-flying Dota coming out from, I wish I knew their team name, but the Dire team.
I forget their name too, yeah. I know it's Turtles on the Radiant.
Sad Boys, Sad Frogs something.
Sadfrog Boys.
Yeah, Sadfrog's Boys, that's right.
That's what it is.
Feels amazing, man.
The memes are real. Yeah, it's they're looking good and looking like they're setting themselves up to move on. And I mean, I don't know about you, but I was hoping to at least see a good Arc Warden, to be fair. But
it's it's a challenging hero. Like even in that bot fight, I saw that like the Tempest double had Flux off cooldown the entire spell. I mean, the entire time, and that's the spell that he's maxing out. So you really want to be able to use it every single time the Tempest double is out, especially in a team fight situation. But yeah, it's he's not a good hero, and it's a very challenging hero.
Yeah. Oh, again, taking a little bit of a risk, going for you could almost say like a bit of a cheese factor here, really trying to catch the other team off guard, if anything, with such a pick, but clearly not going as planned. Shadow Fiend is getting out of hand already. He already has that the Dragon Lance, of course, the Shadow Blade on the way, and he is almost level 12, so that level 2 Requiem of Souls to be leveled up here in the near future, I'm sure, as well. Dazzle has not maxed out the Shadow Wave yet. If I'm not mistaken, he still has a talent point to use, actually, or a skill point right here. So I guess he's
so this is it's pretty common, especially if you haven't taken Grave this late. Then sometimes you'll be in a team fight situation, and you're like, well, maybe I'll just take one more point in Poison Touch. We're winning the fight. Why do I need Grave? And so now he does, but he's still sitting on one more skill point. Okay, never mind. He skills up both of them. So I do this very frequently as a Dazzle player, as a roll in on the mid lane, kick him back.
Arc Warden, don't know if he's getting out of this one, although the Abaddon will help make that a reality. So NJ does survive, poured in from the Centaur. Here goes the Stampede and Earth Spirit. This time will end up falling, gets caught on that Static Storm, and the supports end up dying in the long run. So great response actually for the Radiant side, and man, does that have to feel good, being down 12-0. Finally, they get a couple of kills, and they give themselves at least a fighting chance here. And what is
a kill on 2 supports, you got a 2K net worth change over that? Yeah, you'll take that every time.
Yeah. Coddle, though, man, he almost has an axe. Coddle has 3,000 gold saved up. As I say this, Glimpse?
The Glimpse not available. It's on cooldown.
Yeah, he good. So he's working on that axe, and it's coming very quickly here for the Coddle, so that map control is going to be doing work. Slark, haven't really paid a lot of attention to him, but he's obviously doing pretty well. The Shadowblade himself almost finished. In fact, going to be leaping onto Sniper right here. He actually misses the leash, so Sniper keeping his distance, but not going to get a turn kill by any means.
Oh, yeah, Slark has 1,800 night vision, and Sniper has slightly higher than average night vision, and so he was able to move the last second before Slark was able to connect that pounce, but any other hero and they may have died at nighttime.
How about that, by the way? It's something we're so caught up with the Arc Warden, but they chose to run a short lane Sniper. I mean, there's a couple of games we've seen the short lane OD, the short lane Sniper. These are more mid heroes usually. Short lane Sniper seems a little odd here, you think?
Yeah, as well, it's more common than short lane OD, that's for sure. But I do see short lane Sniper every once in a while, depending on what the mid matchup is. In this situation, I would have actually favored the Sniper over the Arc Warden because, like we said earlier, Arc Warden has very low base damage, can't really contest the Shadow Fiend's farm very well. And Sniper also doesn't have the best base damage, but at least Shrapnel can kind of discourage the Shadow Fiend from going too aggressive. And with Earth Spirit rotations as well being an issue, I would have preferred having Sniper mid, but hopefully this Arc Warden can recover.
He's trying. The Hand of Midas is almost finished on him, so again, that's going to be the start of recovery, no doubt. But we are going to be having a big fight breaking out right here. Earth Spirit in the background, Magnetize applied to the Abaddon. The Coddle, meanwhile, has that life form and going to spam out the Illuminate. Hero here playing the Shadow Fiend. There's that Shallow Grave coming into play. The Requiem already popped right there. NJ on the Arc Warden, though, will get picked off. Not able to do enough damage. A 4-for-0 triple kill for Slark in the background. Let's watch the Shadow Fiend and Dazzle going at it. Meanwhile, Ingman here on the Slark, he's just doing his thing in the background, and he gets that triple kill. So again, the 4-for-0, here comes the tower push, and obviously when a team just gets so far ahead in the early game, that's just going to help their cause as far as winning fights like that. Case right there.
Yeah, and for what it's worth, at least Arc Warden did pretty much play it about as well as you could expect. He used both fluxes on the Shadow Fiend, put himself underneath the magnetic field, so him and his Tempest Double were right-clicking pretty fast, but between the damage reduction of the Requiem and obviously the Grave, the Weave, the Shadow Wave of the Dazzle, it's just really difficult to kill a Shadow Fiend that's this far ahead right now. Freaking over quadruple the net worth of the Arc Warden. That's a bad look.
Yeah, not good. Hey, he doesn't have his Hand of Midas though yet. Once he gets that, it's only going to be half. Or 2 times, I guess. Yeah, you talked about that magnetic field. I mean, that's another ability we really didn't touch on yet from him, how that's kind of an interesting tool. You see him use it right here, actually. Does that work on towers? I guess it does,
Correct.
doesn't it? Wow.
Yeah, both factors work on towers. It boosts the speed of the tower's attack, and it gives them 100% evasion.
All right, well, there, kind of learning something else there as well, but the point is, it seems like a really good tool, not only for himself, but also saving teammates, perhaps. But anyways, the Sentry on the front, crowds right here, Stampede activated. But again, the Shallow Grave coming out for Shadow Fiend, but he needs to get the hell on out of there. He is not getting heals. The Thunder Strike's on him. He could die, but the Force Staff over the ledge, and it will wear off with the Thunder Strike, and now the heals coming out for Pelican playing that Dazzle. Abaddon, meanwhile, the damage is real from Slark. He was at half life, and he just dropped right there. No ultimate anyways to help him stay alive. Smoke here on the Sniper. He, too, will get caught out by the leash. And they're going to transition into a tower push. So another fight in victory of the Dire side.
That must have been like a good 10 seconds of weave. There's no way that a Slark with just a Shadow Blade can insta-give an Abaddon from half HP like that, but that's the power of armor strats. If you got Presence of the Dark Lord, you've got weave, that's a lot of minus armor.
That is true. The minus armor kicking in. What is that? 4 from the aura right now of Shadow Fiend. And the weave adding up over time, of course, on top of that. So, yeah, pretty susceptible.
Now Coddle has his ag completed, and it's freshly daytime, so this is a very difficult push to deal with.
that Illuminate spam is real. The glimpse back on a Shadow Fiend, but he'll be fine. Again, Shallow Grave is ready. And, well, actually going to use it right there to help keep Coddle alive. I don't know if he's going to be dying necessarily, but...
Nah, he's going to heal himself up with this Illuminate, and then right back to pushing.
Yeah, probably don't want to overextend, though. Again, they have a very comfortable lead. Last thing you want to do is, of course, throw yourselves at them and give them a chance to come back in this game. So I like this choice here by the Dire side. They're going to reset, take out the resources of the Radiant. I mean, you look at the vision, too, that the Dire has. It's some very aggressive vision here. The map control, as expected, is very powerful when you have a Coddle with an Axe.
Yeah, now Gem coming in on the Courier, so even if Dire Radiant team does start to put up some wards, they're going to get immediately countered.
Roshan at half-life. Is this an Aegis for Slark or Shadow Fiend? Quickly, who do we got?
I'm putting my money on the Shadow Fiend, but I can see why you would give it to the Slark, but with a Coddle Ag, you just kind of want to siege from a distance. Hurricane Pike on the Shadow Fiend means that you can just toss out these auto attacks and not have to worry about Glimpse, and it looks like that's what they're going to do.
There you go, making the solid choice right there, and the smoke up immediately after. Definitely not seen right there, so now you have a case if you're the Radiant, you got to be careful about getting jumped, and speaking of that, here we go. There's Hero Spirit, Boulder Smash initiation, and Arc Warden in trouble right off the bat. He is going to go down. Can't even get his Tempest double off right there. He does have a buyback. Not using it just yet, though. Slark, meanwhile, will live with the Shallow Grave popped, and there's a Shadow Dance even to help kick in the regen here.
Oh, Assassinate, though.
Assassinate being lined up. He stopped it, actually. Did it actually go off right there? Okay.
It does. It used to be able to disjoint, but Pounce doesn't disjoint anymore.
But he still survived.
Yeah.
Too much regen kicking in. I was watching them turn on his sniper in the meantime, and obviously he dies as a result of kind of just standing there channeling it up, so he's all in for that kill. Comes up short, unfortunately, so, well, 20-2. Oh boy, Twitch chat. I know they're wishing for something here. Coming up with that hero kill score. But Shadow Fiend, okay, that could be a big kill, but again, he's still, well, Shadow Fiend is actually on cooldown right now, so there's a chance of sorts, but he is not easy to be taken out. He has an Aegis anyway, so yeah, he's feeling just good here.
His Illuminate heals so much sustain.
God, there's no Blink Dagger on Centaur either, so like their initiation is just so weak right now. Here on the Radiant side, they've basically got nothing. In fact, Disruptor gets a little bit too far up, and a couple of raises later, he's dead. So much for that. And Arc Warden, he only has the Hand of Midas with brown boots. Not really being of much assistance, unfortunately. Sniper in the background taking some lockdown. He'll be fine, though, a little too far, but this should be a melee Rax kill. At Centaur. Okay, Dom gonna keep him out.
Oh god, Sniper.
Oh no. He's just leaving himself vulnerable, man.
Yeah, he is. At least now it's nighttime, so the damage was basically done, though. It was an incredibly long siege backed by Illuminate heals, and now after this Rex, they're finally gonna have to leave, but still, that's the objective that they wanted to begin with.
The Radiant needs a kill, and then we'll be good.
Well, let's see.
Nope, not gonna happen. Abaddon goes down right there. Centaur gonna end up falling as well. The Requiem in the midst of everyone, a decent distance, but it doesn't matter. And I'm expecting GGs to be coming out here any minute now in favor of the Dire side.
Oh, Arc Warden, you flew too close to the sun, my friend. He was probably one of the strongest heroes on release. Like a lot of heroes, whenever they get released fresh into Dota 2, they're overpowered. Earth Spirit famously overpowered, got a lot of nerfs.
Yeah.
Wyvern was a little bit overpowered. Winter's Curse was too good, that got nerfed. Arc Warden was definitely up there, and Monkey King as well, but it seems like Arc Warden just has never been able to recover.
Yeah, usually I find myself saying, you know, when we have a new hero like this, it's like, okay, you know, I see the potential. I frankly don't see it after this game. The hero just feels pretty damn weak. He just feels like he needs a lot of farm. Like he needs that snowball. There's really no recovery chance.
Exactly.
Outside of getting the dominating start, and that simply was not the case. And they're just going to start diving the well now, because why the hell not? They're not conceding. Let's go ahead and add those stats up here. Get those fantasy points that mean nothing. Speaking of that, what have we got? Slark at 15.2 fantasy points. Leading the way.
Wow. I should have drafted him.
Yeah, should have been on my team. Slark pick, always a good pick. Especially in the pubs.
How long are they going to dive this fountain?
Is Slark the most hated pub stomp hero?
At lower MMRs, yes. At higher MMRs, Slark falls off significantly.
I feel like that complaint's brought up a lot, though. Yeah, and I can understand why. I hate playing against him.
Yeah, because the main thing is that most of the heroes that people really love, like it's mainly support heroes that are good against Slark. It's heroes that have like ground targeted spells, ways to help keep teammates alive, and stuff like that. All these glass cannon heroes that pub players usually like to play, they get destroyed by Slark because they'll go and do a 1v1 matchup, and then Slark goes invis, and then they start frothing at the mouth. They're like, oh, this guy's so unbalanced. How do you kill him?
Yeah, it sounds about right. I mean, I play at a much higher MMR, so I'm not, I guess, that used to it, but...
I am, of course. Sounds legit.
Totally legit. What's also legit is Disruptor does not have kinetic field at level 9.
Yeah.
I don't know if that's...
I saw that earlier.
I know you didn't want to call him out.
Yeah.
I mean, I guess I am kind of calling him out as I'm making a point of it, but I just don't see the justification. It's like, at least the 1 point. I mean, just why not?
Yeah, I mean, Max Thunderstrike, it's only viable if you have a really good start and you're just like roaming around the map and, God, these blinding lights they can't even get back into their fountain.
This reminds me, I don't know if you played a lot of World of Warcraft, but like Battlegrounds and RBG World of Warcraft, where they're just camping the resurrection area. They're literally camping the respawn here, and you know, you got Warsong Gulch, you just got them uphill, just pulling them down constantly. Have that Death Knight with a Scorpion status of get over here, and those blinding lights is kind of doing that, I guess. But now this is where I also would kind of bring up a point of like, I think this is why the game, moments like this, I kind of wish the game had a concede option. Although overall, I think it's fine that it doesn't. However,
well,
this is a tournament game.
Exactly.
And it does. So why they're not conceding is frankly beyond me.
And they're encouraging it. Like, you can stay in your fountain. These guys keep stepping out of their fountain. Then, you know, you have pride to, you have some pride that you need to fight for. There you go. See? This seems to be a common trend in the open qualifiers. Nice BKB.
Yeah, good reaction by Shadowfiend right there, but really baiting it out and going back in. I agree, though. Yeah, it's kind of, again, I'm sure they're aware by now that they're being casted as well, so kind of living up their 15 minutes of fame right here. You can't blame them, I guess, but...
I like how the Dire team has been in here so long, it's now back to daytime, and none of them have gone back to the fountain yet.
That's true. The regen's real.
But Earth Spirit,
no.
Coddle dies.
Spam that gem. Spam it.
Is it time to finally win?
What round are we in? That's the other thing about these open qual. I have no clue where we're at. It's just like,
no, I have no clue.
Just jumping through matches here. I mean, I'll refresh the brackets right here, see if we can get a better idea of where the hell we're at. But I frankly have no clue what round this is. As far as in the tournament, let me see. Okay, so we got what teams? But this was Turtles, right?
Turtles versus Sadfrog boys.
See, the site's got a lot of traffic right now, so it's kind of lagging a little bit.
Well, Shadowfiend and Slark both end 14-0, so well played. Oh, Centaur puts out a well played. You know, good luck next. You love to see that kind of sportsmanship.
Okay, it looks like this might have been a round of a 256 matchup.
Oh, okay. I thought you were about to be like, it looks like this might have been semifinals.
No, yeah, this was a semifinals. Yeah, because I think this is the team that we just watched. They're not named Turtles here, but I think that was him. Nab? Is Nab one of the players? Yeah, okay, this is it. Okay. So that was a round of 256 matchup.
Okay.
Right there. So we're moving along again. We started with a round of 1,024, so we're advancing here. We're going to start getting into the round of 128, I guess. And as far as today goes, I think it goes to the round of 32.
Oh, yo.